Let's talk about something real today, something that cuts through the noise, gets down to brass tacks, and speaks straight into the heart of what it means to build something from nothing. We're diving into the core personality traits that define successful entrepreneurs and answering a question that so many people ask but few truly understand. Are certain personality types more suited to startup success? I'm not talking about some magical formula or secret sauce that only a chosen few are born with. No, this is about mindset, grit, and the raw determination that turns dreams into reality. Now listen, entrepreneurship isn't for the faint of heart. It's not a 9-to-5 job where you punch in, do your time, and go home. Entrepreneurship is messy, unpredictable, and at times downright terrifying. But let me tell you something. It is also one of the most powerful vehicles we have for personal growth, financial freedom, and legacy building. And here's the truth. Anyone can do it, but not everyone will. Why? Because it takes more than just a good idea or a solid business plan. It takes character, it takes courage, it takes conviction. So, if you've ever looked at someone who built a thriving business and thought, I wish I had what it takes, stop right there. You do have what it takes. You just need to develop the right mindset and cultivate the traits that make successful entrepreneurs stand out from the crowd. Let's start with the foundation, vision. Every great entrepreneur starts with a vision, a clear picture of what they want to create, why they want to create it, and who they want to serve. This isn't just daydreaming, it's purpose-driven thinking. Vision gives you direction when everything else feels chaotic. It's the compass that keeps you moving forward even when the path is unclear. Without vision, you're just floating through life hoping for the best. With it, you're steering the ship, but vision alone won't get you far. You've got to couple that with relentless action. That brings me to the second trait, execution. There are no shortage of dreamers in the world, people with big ideas and bold plans. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple: execution. It doesn't matter how brilliant your idea is if you don't take consistent, disciplined action toward making it a reality. Successful entrepreneurs don't wait for perfect conditions. They create momentum through action. They know that done is better than perfect, and that progress beats perfection every single time. And here's the thing, execution doesn't mean working 80 hours a week burning yourself out. That's not sustainable. What it does mean is working smart, staying focused on high-impact activities, and refusing to let fear or distractions derail you from your mission. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline is the engine behind execution. It's showing up every day, doing the work even when you don't feel like it. It's sticking to your plan when things get tough, and trust me, they will. Now, let's talk about failure. Because if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you're going to fail. You'll make mistakes, lose money, and probably mess up a few things along the way. But here's the key. Successful entrepreneurs don't see failure as defeat. They see it as feedback. Failure teaches us what works and what doesn't. It strips away the ego and forces us to grow. The moment you stop fearing failure is the moment you unlock massive potential. That kind of resilience, the ability to bounce back stronger after setbacks, is another hallmark of entrepreneurial success. Life throws curveballs, markets shift, customers change, competitors emerge. If you're not prepared to adapt and persevere, you won't last long. Resilience is what allows you to keep going when everyone else quits. It's the refusal to give up, no matter how hard things get. But resilience isn't just mental toughness. It's emotional intelligence too. Self-awareness plays a huge role in long-term success. Entrepreneurs who understand their strengths and weaknesses, manage their emotions effectively, and communicate clearly with others tend to build stronger teams and healthier businesses. Emotional intelligence helps you navigate conflict, lead with empathy, and stay grounded in the face of both success and failure. Let's not forget passion. Passion fuels everything. It's the reason you wake up early and stay up late. It's what drives you to push past obstacles and pour your energy into your work. But passion without purpose is dangerous. That's why the most successful entrepreneurs are driven by more than just profit. They are driven by impact. They want to solve problems, serve others, and leave a legacy. When your business aligns with your values and purpose, you'll find a level of motivation and fulfillment that goes beyond money. And speaking of money, let's address the elephant in the room. Money is important, yes, but how you think about money determines whether you'll ever achieve true financial freedom. In America, we live in a culture that glorifies quick riches and overnight success. But the reality is that lasting wealth is built through patience, discipline, and sound financial principles. Understanding the psychology of money is crucial for any entrepreneur. You've got to learn how to budget, save, invest, and avoid debt, not just because it's financially responsible, but because it builds the mindset of ownership and control over your finances. Debt kills dreams. It shackles you to systems and decisions that aren't aligned with your goals. That's why so many entrepreneurs struggle. They start off with great intentions but get buried under bad debt before they even get a chance to grow. If you want to build a successful business, you've got to get your financial house in order. That means living below your means, avoiding unnecessary expenses, and reinvesting profits wisely. It means understanding that cash flow is king, and that profitability matters more than vanity metrics. You don't need millions in venture capital to build a profitable company. What you need is a solid business model, a clear value proposition, and a commitment to delivering results. Now, let's zoom out for a minute and talk about the broader context of entrepreneurship in America. We live in a country where innovation thrives, where individuals have the freedom to create, build, and scale ideas into global enterprises. That's not something to take for granted. The American dream may look different now than it did 50 years ago, but at its core, it's still alive and well for those willing to put in the work. Entrepreneurship has become a pathway for economic mobility, especially for younger generations who are looking for autonomy, flexibility, and the chance to shape their own futures. The first million is never easy, but it's absolutely possible if you approach it with the right mindset. And here's the thing, the journey to your first million isn't about luck or privilege. It's about strategy, consistency, and mindset shifts. Let's talk about mindset again, because it's the root of everything. Your beliefs about money, risk, failure, and success determine the trajectory of your business. If you believe that wealth is reserved for a select few, you'll never break free from scarcity. If you believe that taking risks is reckless, you'll never step outside your comfort zone. If you believe that success requires shortcuts or manipulation, you'll build a fragile business that collapses under pressure. But if you believe that success is earned through hard work, integrity, and serving others, you're already ahead of the game. That's the foundation of real, lasting success. It's not flashy, it's not glamorous, but it's powerful. Now, let's talk about the youth. Young people today are facing a unique set of challenges: student debt, uncertain job markets, rising costs of living, but they also have access to unprecedented opportunities. Technology, education, and global connectivity have leveled the playing field in ways previous generations could only dream of. The tools to start a business are available to almost anyone with internet access. So why aren't more young people launching successful ventures? Because many are waiting for permission, waiting for the perfect time, waiting for someone to validate their idea. Let me tell you this, nobody is coming to hand you the keys to success. You've got to take them. You've got to build your own path, brick by brick, step by step, and it starts with belief. Belief in yourself, belief in your vision, and belief that you are capable of more than you think. This isn't about chasing trends or trying to replicate someone else's formula. It's about finding your voice, identifying a problem worth solving, and committing to the grind required to solve it. It's about developing the traits that separate the doers from the dreamers. Traits like resilience, discipline, adaptability, self-awareness, and a relentless focus on value creation. Let's break those down a bit more. Resilience, as we discussed earlier, is the ability to recover from setbacks and continue moving forward. It's not about being immune to pain or disappointment. It's about refusing to let those experiences define your future. Discipline is the daily practice of doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's the habit-forming muscle that separates those who finish from those who quit halfway. Adaptability is critical in today's fast-moving business environment. Markets shift, customer preferences evolve, and new technologies disrupt industries overnight. If you can't pivot when necessary, you'll get left behind. Adaptability means staying curious, learning continuously, and being willing to change course when needed. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of wisdom. Self-awareness, as mentioned earlier, is about knowing yourself deeply, your motivations, your triggers, your blind spots. Entrepreneurs who lack self-awareness often fall into traps of burnout, poor decision making, and strained relationships. But those who take time to reflect, seek feedback, and grow emotionally tend to build stronger, more sustainable businesses. And finally, value creation. At the end of the day, the most successful entrepreneurs aren't the ones who chase money. They are the ones who obsess over creating value for their customers. They ask, "How can I help?" instead of "How can I profit?" That subtle shift in mindset changes everything. Because when you focus on solving real problems and delivering real solutions, the money follows naturally. Now, let's circle back to the original question. Are certain personality types more suited to startup success? The answer is yes and no. Yes, because certain traits like resilience, discipline, adaptability, and self-awareness significantly increase your chances of success. But no, because these traits aren't fixed. They can be developed. You don't have to be born with them. You can build them through experience, reflection, and intentional growth. That's the beauty of entrepreneurship. It's not just about building a business. It's about building yourself. It's a journey of personal transformation, leadership development, and financial empowerment. And if you commit to that journey with integrity and persistence, you'll not only build a successful business, you'll become the kind of person who deserves success. So where do you start? You start by getting honest with yourself. Ask the hard questions. Do you have the mindset of a builder or a bystander? Are you willing to put in the work even when it's uncomfortable? Can you handle rejection and keep going anyway? If you're serious about entrepreneurship, you've got to be brutally honest with yourself about where you stand and what needs to change. Then, surround yourself with people who challenge you, support you, and hold you accountable. Mentorship matters, community matters, success leaves clues, and one of the fastest ways to accelerate your growth is by learning from those who have walked the path before you. Don't try to figure it all out on your own. Leverage the wisdom of others. Next, start small and scale smart. Many entrepreneurs make the mistake of trying to launch a full-scale operation from day one. That's a recipe for burnout and failure. Instead, test your idea in the real world. Build a minimum viable product, get feedback, iterate, learn, then scale based on actual demand, not assumptions. Also, don't ignore the power of incremental progress. You don't have to revolutionize an industry overnight. Small wins compound over time. Focus on doing one thing exceptionally well, then expand from there. Consistency beats intensity every time. And let's not forget about marketing. Too many entrepreneurs hide behind their products and expect the world to come knocking. That's not how it works. Marketing is not manipulation. It's communication. It's telling your story, sharing your value, and connecting with the people who need your solution the most. Learn how to speak directly to your audience, build trust, and convert interest into action. Financial literacy is another non-negotiable. If you want to build a sustainable business, you've got to understand the numbers, cash flow, profit margins, break-even points, unit economics. These aren't just accounting terms, they're survival skills for entrepreneurs. Learn how to read financial statements, track key metrics, and make data-driven decisions. And remember, entrepreneurship is not a solo sport. As your business grows, you'll need a team around you. Hiring the right people, delegating effectively, and fostering a culture of accountability and excellence are essential for scaling. Don't fall into the trap of trying to do everything yourself. Smart entrepreneurs know when to bring in help. Now, let's talk about legacy, because ultimately, entrepreneurship is about more than just making money. It's about leaving something behind. Whether it's a thriving company, a positive impact on your community, or a blueprint for others to follow, your legacy is shaped by the choices you make today. That's why it's so important to build with integrity. Cut corners now, and you'll pay for it later. Make ethical decisions even when nobody's watching, and you'll build a reputation that lasts. Trust is currency in business, and once you lose it, it's nearly impossible to regain. So to wrap this up, yes, certain personality traits are more suited to startup success, but none of them are out of reach. You can develop them, you can grow into them, you can become the kind of person who builds not just a business, but a movement. A life of freedom, impact, and abundance. The road won't be easy. There will be days when you doubt yourself, when the numbers don't add up, and when it feels like the world is against you. But those moments are part of the process. They're the refining fire that shapes you into the leader you were meant to become. If you're ready to stop waiting and start doing, if you're ready to embrace the grind and commit to becoming the best version of yourself, then this is your moment. The world needs your ideas, your hustle, your passion, and your perseverance. Your first million isn't just a number, it's a milestone on the journey to something greater. And whether you're 18 or 48, whether you've got $1, 100 or $1, 100, zero in the bank, the principles remain the same. Success is built through clarity, courage, and consistent action. So here's my challenge to you. Take one step today, one concrete action toward your vision. Launch that website. Reach out to a mentor. Make a sales call. Update your business plan. Whatever it is, just do something, because momentum builds momentum, and once you start moving, it becomes harder and harder to stop. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone. It's for the brave, the persistent, the ones who refuse to settle for less than they're capable of achieving. If that sounds like you, then congratulations. You've already taken the hardest step of all. You've decided to begin, and let me tell you this, you were made for more than average. You were made to lead, to create, to inspire, and to leave a mark. So go out there and build something unforgettable. Not just for yourself, but for the people who will benefit from what you create. Because at the end of the day, that's what entrepreneurship is really about. Serving others while building a life of purpose, freedom, and fulfillment. Let's make it happen.